Good morning and welcome to another video with a guy and his projects. Hey guys, I'd like to take a second and say thank you for watching my videos. Your viewership is appreciated, your subscribership is appreciated, your thumbs up are appreciated, and your positive comments are appreciated. All right, so today we are working on my wife's 2006 Town and Country Chrysler minivan. We are going to be putting in a USB, I don't know what you want to call it, brain fart. We're putting in a USB phone charger hookup essentially. So what we have is, you have your typical cigarette lighter plugs or whatever we're calling them nowadays. But we're going to remove one of those and we're going to put in one of these bad boys. It's red because the van is red and I ordered black and they sent red. I don't know, don't really care. This is a dual USB charger. It reads the battery voltage and displays it, which is kind of cool. But it's got two USB ports, 1 and 2, so you can plug two phones in or two devices and charge them at the same time. Now what's cool about this though is it's a 3 amps, so each one of these is 3 amps, which means each one of these is capable of utilizing the fast charge capability on your device. Super handy, super cool. It is a few dollars. I think these are almost like 20 bucks a piece. Anyway, it comes with this. I've installed this in her last minivan, the Honda Odyssey. I've installed this in a Nissan Frontier, a Nissan Sentra, and a Ford Excursion. These things are awesome. They're well worth the money. Pretty cool. So they come with the charger, obviously. They come with a little bit of wiring and some connectors. So that's what we're doing today. I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you where I'm installing this and how I'm installing it on this Chrysler Town and Country. Also, worthy to note, if you're interested, this isn't necessarily vehicle specific, but I'm going to install it on this minivan, is this roof rack, roof basket, whatever it's called, I don't know. This van has the roof basket capabilities. So we're gonna put this on there and we're gonna throw a spare tire on it for long trips so I can have a full-size spare, because the donuts on these things, I don't know if you noticed, are in a horrible accessible point. It's not fun, especially when your pavement's 130 some degrees out here in Arizona. So we're going to do away with the donut altogether because it's just a waste of space and I don't need it because I'm not going to use it. I already have a full-size spare. That wasn't on purpose, but it worked. I already have a full 5-size spare for this van. We're going to take this, assemble it, throw it on, and show you how all that works. So if you want to see that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can see it when I post it. Let's get started. I already got rid of the little center console here just for access purposes, plus I'm going to replace it anyway. But, if you come in here, you have your two receptacles right here, power outlets, whatever. You have this one, it has the sign with the key on it. That just means there's only power when there's when the key is on in the ignition, okay? This means there's power all the time, so don't stick your finger in there, because it'd be kind of entertaining, but whatever. So I might just put it right here. It really doesn't matter because the draw from that LED for the voltage indicator is going to be so small that it's not going to make a difference unless you're leaving this set for months at a time, which we don't. So either way, the beginning process is the same. We're going to disconnect the battery so that we don't end up blowing a fuse on accident as we go through. So find your hood lever, pop. Okay, so for us it's a 13 millimeter. You can either disconnect it from here or here. Your choice, doesn't matter really. And this is a whole lot easier to get to you. So we're gonna do it from there. Take your nut, take your washer. Maybe if your cable's long enough, you can actually get it off. There we go. So now we can safely stick our finger in the socket. Okay. So there's a couple of screws we got to get down first. We're on the driver's side right here, and there's one Phillips head screw right here. Just gonna pop that loose. Boop. Put it somewhere where you can find it later. And right underneath the cup holder right here, there's two more. One and two. I'm learning as I go. I've never done this before in this vehicle. So I'm just looking for screws and taking them out wherever they happen to be. Okay, so now that you got those out, I'm making the assumption that this should just clip out a couple clips. Sure enough, it's pretty free on this side. Looks like it's being held up by something on the other side, so let's go over there. Okay, so it seems to be held up on this side some. Oh, yep, right down here on the bottom. Missed that one. That's why you don't just go ripping crap out. Break this plastic. Remember, you've got electrical disconnected for this receptacle right here. So again, don't just go ripping it completely out. Take it nice, slow, and easy. But it just slides out like so. Okay, we're gonna see if we can gain a little more room and pull this cup holder out of the way. So if you do that, you reach down here, there's a little plastic lever. You can just push that down with your finger and this whole thing pulls out. That might give us just a hair of room. Doesn't look like it actually helped, but whatever. And then we gotta just cut these wires. We don't have to worry about this stupid plug either. So now that that's done, we can get into a more comfortable position. Okay, so just so you know what you're dealing with the clip, if you do want to remove it instead of cutting it, that's all it is right there. Boop. That little thing for the push pin, then you pull out. Pain in the butt. In this style, the sleeve doesn't just come out, I guess, like others I've had. Actually, we get a bite on there, you can twist it out of the plastic just like so, and there's that. Okay, so that leaves us a nice little hole. We can go ahead and work on the new one. So the new one, you can keep this cover if you want. I don't like these covers because pretty much we always have a charger plugged in, so I remove it anyway. So you're just going to unscrew this and pull your rubber off. Just like so. Important to note, I have had because I've bought a few of these, this is just pressed in by the aluminum. It doesn't seem glued in or anything, and that will pop out if you're not gentle. Once it's installed, you never have to really worry about it. But until you're installed, just a heads up, be careful with that. So you're gonna go ahead and shove this in the hole. Oh no, it's too small, or the hole's not big enough. That happens on every single one I've installed. These are inherently larger. So we're going to grab our little step bit, or unibit, whatever you wanna call it. So we have our unibit, step bit, whatever. Just gonna take in here, and we're just gonna do one size at a time. Try that on for size. And you know what, that's tight, but tight is good. I like tight because it makes it less likely to move around in the future. So just clean out your burrs. So you never want to stick something in a hole with burrs, if you know what I mean. And we're going to go ahead and just thread this in. I'm sure if you wanted, you could push it in like that too. Just depends on how impatient you are. Now remember, we have this just like it should be. Take that, put it up. I'm going to take your lock ring and thread your lock ring on. Let's see. Oops. Just going to thread that in. Can't really get your finger down there, so you grab a screwdriver, grab your flathead, have that assist you with finishing. Get that nice and solid. Make sure you're still semi-straight, or as straight as what you find acceptable. Like that works for me. So FYI, these are labeled on the new charger, these little pegs. You got your positive is your gold one and your negative is your silver. And you're just going to strip a 1/2 inch or so, give or take. We are going to extend these only because your new one comes with a inline fuse, which is just handy because ideally it'll blow this fuse before it blows your main fuse for the circuit, which means if you do something bad, this power outlet will lose power, but only this power outlet instead of the whole circuit. So we are going to go ahead and use this just because it has that, but not a big deal. I mean, pretty easy peasy to do that. So we don't need this whole length, we're going to cut that, but before we do that, let's get some connectors on there. So what we're using for these connectors, you can use pretty much any type of connector you can find, is we've got these little males and these little females. These are insulated all the way around, and once they go together, they're really hard to get apart just by nature because they're plastic. They don't slide on each other very easy. So we're going to use these. When you pull off of the outlet later, these will be what's actually attached to the outlet, so we're still bueno in that regard. So over here, I'm going to assume that the black and white is our negative. So we're going to use, for no rhyme or reason other than that's what I want to do, a female connector here. Slide it over your bare copper, put your crimper on, give it a good crimp, and then give it your test tug. And then the other one, we're going to put the female connector. I said female here, I meant male. But again, it doesn't matter. You could put both female, both male, it doesn't matter. This is just to help avoid mistakes later. Crimp that one on. Give it a tug. All bueno, very good. Now we're going to do the same thing over here. We don't need all this extra wire, so I'm just hoping you can see what I'm doing here. All we really want is the fuse, so we'll go just a little bit above the fuse on both of these. Boop, toss that, we don't need it. Strip these as well. Yep, and yep. Now this is where you could kind of put yourself in a small pickle, is if you guessed wrong, which hopefully you won't because you're watching this video. I'm assuming this is negative. I want to take this. This is where it'd be beneficial to put both male ends on this side, or both female ends. You can switch it around later. Honestly, it's probably what I should have just done, but whatever. So this is a female or a male, so we're going to do female on this end here. And put it in, slap it in, crimp it down. Boop. Just like so. And then we can plug it in. You're going to want to make sure this gets in all the way, which it can be hard. Like I said, they do not slide easy. There it goes. There's that one. And this one's going to be the exact opposite. This is a female, so we're going to put in the male. Just like so. Give it your test tug. Plugged in. Gotta get in. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So now we are ready to put everything back together. This is also going to give us a lot more room to pull this out next time. I mean, look at all that extra wire. Extra wire is not always a good thing, but it's also not really going to hurt anything. So we know that the silvers are negative, so we're going to put this on negative. Just pop it in. We're assuming that the red is still positive. No, the reason I'm saying that is red is positive you think, but if we messed up the wire down here, then it might not actually be. So now we're just gonna put that right there just for now. Now we're going to go connect the battery back up and see if it works. Okay, so now we're back out here by our battery again. I'm gonna take this, spark things around, keep things entertaining. Done this a bazillion times and that sparking still startles me every time, even when I'm ready for it. Tighten it down. I don't like how that slides. That shouldn't slide like that. We're gonna have to tighten that up later. Hey, look. So we have an LED that says 12 volts. Now, we're gonna get our phone charger. We can plug it in up here. It's charging 28 minutes till charged. Groovy. So now we just put everything back together, screw it back in, and we're good. Put in your screws. So then this, you just put it in the tracks, just like your drawer. All right guys, easy as that. So now you have a built-in USB port. You don't have to use one of these dumb little annoying plugs that fall out, wiggle loose, and just take up extra space. Much handier to have it as is. If you liked the video, leave a thumbs up, leave a positive comment or suggestion down below in the box. And hit that subscribe button so you can see more. Like I said, we got this roof rack going on here shortly. We just did the headlamps the other day, so there's already a video up on there. And there's plenty of other videos on there too, and a lot more to come. So, guess all I have to say from here is stay healthy and stay safe. We'll see you next time.